When local growers put great food on Tennessee tables, that's living green. Join Live Green Tennessee tonight as we learn about the winter crop popping up at Miracle Mountain Farm. Visit the Daylily Diva at Blooming Idiots Daylily Farm, and we take a visit to Knoxville's historic Market Square. All this right here coming up next on Live Green Tennessee.
This program is brought to you in part by
Tennessee Department of Agriculture. This fall, there's fun worth finding just about every day at Tennessee farms, farmers markets, fairs, and festivals. You'll find corn mazes, pig races, farm animals and friendly faces, honey to eat, and fall colors that are a feast for the eyes. Whether you're looking for the perfect pumpkin or just a good scare, find yourself on a Tennessee farm with picktnproducts.org.
and by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Southern Sustainable Agriculture Research and Education, connecting the grower to the buyer, the country to the city, and smart shopping with a healthy lifestyle. It's Live Green Tennessee.
Hello, I'm your host Melinda Kiefer, and I'm proud to bring you stories from across our great state on tonight's Live Green Tennessee. With fall upon us and colder weather moving in, many Tennesseans believe it is the end of fresh, locally grown vegetables for the winter. There are, however, many farmers who are using methods such as tillage and raised bed gardens to provide veggies even in the coldest of months. Live Green Tennessee recently visited Miracle Mountain Farm located in Putnam County, Tennessee. There we found how one father-daughter duo is taking their very first venture into growing during the winter months.
We believe with all our heart that everybody can be a farmer. Everybody can grow their own food, and we do things a little bit differently, and we're always trying to learn new things, and we don't want to keep secrets from anybody. We want the whole world to know what we do, and then if it will benefit you and help you, that's our goal. That's what we're about. We're farmers. We're not out to make a lot of money. We love what we do and we enjoy what we do, and we want to share it with everybody that we can. We started farming on this farm about 5 years ago, and we've worked hard to try to build the soil up as best as we can, because our philosophy is we believe that you don't actually feed the plant, you feed the soil. And if you feed the soil, then the plants will benefit from that, and they will continue to grow. We use complete organic, complete natural ways. We plant, our whole goal is to grow the plant just as naturally as we possibly can. We use a lot of no-tillage farming. In other words, we don't dig into the soil very much. We go very, very shallow. And in doing that, the things that are taken from the soil continue to return to it and feed it. And we started just a couple of years ago starting to think about recycling, and I saw all kinds of old tires laying around. And then I saw, and I didn't win my idea, I saw on the internet, I saw a fellow who was growing things in tires. So I thought that is a great idea, because you can use so much more space and you can grow so much more. And I looked into all the questions that everybody will ask, like what chemicals will come out of the tires. And everywhere that I researched, I don't find anything. It's even safer than PVC, 5-gallon buckets. It just works terrific. And also it keeps the millions of tires every year that end up in the landfill, are used for a good purpose. So we recycle those tires. We have a local tire company that brings us the tires, and we are thankful for that. And we put them in. Now, some things we plant in tires, we add compost, we add manure, but we never use a commercial fertilizer whatsoever. Or do we use pesticides? So we began planting in the tires, and we found that some things grow well in the tires and some things don't. We also found that some things grow in the tire in compost good, but some things, even using the tire, we dig down into the soil and amend the soil.
As a partnership with one of the local restaurants here in town, CB's Bar and Grill, we got together and they decided they wanted to roll out a whole new menu. And they also own a business called Topsoil Incorporated. And so while we have a need for topsoil and for clean mulch, we can't go to the county yard because we're certified naturally grown, and we can't be guaranteed that the yard that the leaf mulch came from is sprayed. So they have all of these boundless resources that we need, and we can grow vegetables for them so that they can unveil a whole new menu in the spring. So in this partnership, we've sort of had the freedom to experiment with new methods and try to grow with the same method, the same philosophy that we grow outside, grow inside. And the tires, of course, are instrumental in that because they, as they soak up the sun rays, they store the heat because the black color causes them to store the heat and the chemical makeup of the rubber. And it serves as a sort of a radiator, radiant heat, and will actually heat the entire hoop house. And then just during the nighttime, we'll have to, supplement with heat. But we felt like, we're the type of people that want to constantly be planting something. As the ground lays dormant and as the time most farmers are looking at flipping through seed catalogs, we're itching to plant. And so because we have this partnership with this restaurant, we're able to really be passionate about really year-round farming. And what we're hoping to do is we're hoping to produce enough in our hoop back here that we constructed out of PVC. We're hoping to produce enough to supply the restaurant as well as our regular customers and perhaps new customers with fresh, naturally grown vegetables year-round.
We believe in producing our own seed because the seeds that are coming out now, we don't know how they've been put together. We don't know how much genetically modified they've been, and it's kind of scary. So to be naturally grown, we need to have seeds that are naturally grown and not altered in some laboratory. So what we do is we take the best plant that we can find and we let them go to seed. I'll give you an example. If you look at this beet, then you can see it's pretty healthy. But what this beet will do is it'll go through the winter, and then when it comes back early spring, it will pop up and it'll go to seed, and we'll gather the seeds from that giant beet because it was the biggest beet of the crop. And these are all carrots. And they got about another couple of weeks and they'll be ready to go. Now there are some things that I can show you now, the results that are about ready to get up. And these are a few beets. We planted several in tires and they're grown in mulch, but as you can see here, if you look, that's a pretty nice beet. That one's ready to go in the pot. And if you planted one tire full of beets, would probably be enough for a family of 4 for the whole season. And the thing is they are a fall cool season crop, and they'll grow most of the way through the winter before the tops freeze out.
The way that we look at agriculture here at Miracle Mountain Farm is we sort of look at the history of human development as a society. For thousands and thousands of years, you had people wandering around, hunting and gathering and taking resources from the land and then moving around as soon as they were gone. But with the advent of agriculture, people were able to settle and form societies, and it became a center of what actually made us what we are right now. And the way that we view that is everybody should have access to the same healthy food. We could charge a premium for our produce, but we don't. We never price ourselves any more than a traditional farmer would, even though it does require more work. It's more labor intensive. A lot of times it's more expensive because we don't buy generic seeds. We can't go and buy chemical fertilizers to make stuff shoot out of the ground. We have to work the land. We have to pick all the pests off. We have to companion plant. So there is more labor in it. So we could charge a premium price, just like you would in the grocery store, or a lot of your farmers that you see at farmers markets and things. But we believe that, like my dad said before, we believe that food should not be a commodity to be traded only to the people that can afford to eat well.
Just doing the same thing over and over year after year after year. Right now, there are a lot of hungry people out there, and the more food we can make, the more we can feed. I'm a firm believer that agriculture and farming don't mean to be political, but it shouldn't be a commodity. I just don't believe that. We believe as farmers that we can grow enough to feed our family, and we're happy as can be, and it makes us really feel good and encourage us to even grow more and more and more, that we can grow and supply more food to more people. And that's it. That's all I got.